Okay, since a few things have changed for Plasma, it's best that we make a new video how to install ArcoLinuxB Plasma. And you do know, and that is maybe complicating for the new guys on ArcoLinux, that we have on all our ISOs the choice to install Plasma. But if you want to have Plasma, use ArcoLinuxB Plasma, right? That's what it's made for. So if you chose ArcoLinuxB, which is now on the ISO on AAG for testing, new version, right? It's the second version this weekend. So we've been all the weekend on Plasma, and only once we had a crash, and that's because I was really messing with the code, and other desktops just like XFC don't like that, and then you need to reboot. In this case it was back to SDM login and all fine. So basically my messages had fun, and it was stable, and it was great, and I've made 2 packages, and the 2 packages are reflected inside Calamares, and that's what we're gonna talk about. Calamares will install your Plasma system, and I forgot to set something. That's why everything is black. So I forgot to change something for Plasma. One of the settings need to be changed. If you start copy pasting, then that's not okay. In Plasma we need to have one change, this one on. That's it, right? So in my VirtualBox, remember to put that on. So let's continue. I was saying that we are going to keep the Plasma look the same as intended by Plasma, delivered by Arch, and that's how it goes. Plasma builds something, Arch packages, makes packages from it, and we could rise it. We're not gonna, not this time around. We're just gonna stay clear of any rising, but we do want 2 things. That's key bindings. Since we are on 30 desktop, we know the key bindings, our fingers know the key bindings, and we are typing it before we realize it, and it won't work on Plasma. So if you have that same issue, then we have a new package, ArcoLinux Plasma key bindings. The other thing is right mouse click. We like to compare with melt, and that's not possible on the default Plasma, and not with compare. We'd like to save, well, when we make a screenshot it's Plasma, in Plasma it's PNG, and PNG is just huge for websites, and I like to put that to GPG. Another thing we need to tell to the system. Sometimes we need to go inside in root, in protected bits, user bin, user local, etc. There is tuner as root there as well, and then those 3 where we're missing, right? So 2 packages for those extra things. So you decide. You can only select the 2 new packages if you go to advanced. Otherwise it's gonna be later on sudo pacma -s. It's in SoftwareM. So SoftwareM is our software installer and remover. It's gonna be on the ISO, and you can afterwards, after any installation, any ISO, you just click and install more stuff. Up to you to decide. I've learned, somebody told me that system deboot does not work with encrypted. So if encrypted is your thing, you go for grub, and otherwise up to you. All right, next, if you are using the ArcoLinuxB ISO, you don't select anything regarding to Plasma unless you know what you're talking about. Now these are the 2 new things, right? If you want to have the key bindings that we're using all other 30 desktops, boom. If you want to have the right mouse click availability, PNG to GPG, but more importantly melt, it saves you so much time, then we have this one as well, and tuner as root is there as well. So that's the 2 new guys. That's the major change. And rising, it's separate. We'll see, right? In a few weeks when the dust settles in Plasma, we'll see what we'll do. But the rising that we can do already is beautiful. So you click more and more and more, but the message, let's and repeat the message there. If you've chosen ArcoLinuxB, you don't select anything here, and certainly not Plasma, unless again you know what you're doing, because this guy, for instance, brings in all the games from KDE, and that's a bunch, and all the others as well. You have already Plasma. This is what you get. We're working with the principle, what you see is what you get. So this is already on your future system. You can't remove, you can only add. Afterwards you remove, if after installation you reboot and you type sudo pacman -r remove, and then go ahead and make a script and clean it up. So you don't select anything unless you know what all these particular packages are. So basically don't. Next. So I'm just gonna skip all those. I'm gonna go for Belgian, obviously. Erase disk. I'm always choosing X4, just depends what I want in here. Let's take with Hibernate, and then next. And off we go. Then we let them install. And basically the installation is finished. Look at that, right? That's the first time ever I've seen this inside a VirtualBox and inside Real Metal. But voila, it's recorded. It happens, right? There's no way around it. Plasma is still in transition, as I would like to call it. Bug fixes, 100 bucks fixes an hour. Remember, it's a free operating system we're getting. So be patient for a few weeks, let the developers, programmers do their thing. But that was the first time I ever saw that in 2 days. All right, let's pause. All right, let's restart. Remember, this is VirtualBox, it's not the Real Metal. I have already, well, also one crash on Real Metal when I was really messing in the code, and well, other desktops tend to do the same. If you change important files while running it, overwriting stuff or deleting stuff, then something critical can happen, and you're back to SDDM and you're logging. That happened once on Plasma, Real Metal. So we are not on Real Metal, we're on Virtual Machine, and this is what we get. Since we selected these two things, we have here open Thunar as root, compare using melt, and what's more important, so if you have an image, and if you got an image, then you say going to, how to say it again, change from PNG to GPG, and then that's possible. But what I like mostly is the Super Q is in, the Control Alt T is in, the Super Enter is in, the Super Control Alt Enter is in, the Super Shift Q, Enter, Q, right, is in as responsive, and a Super X is gonna log me out. And those are the most important key bindings. There are more like Super Control Shift Escape, stuff like that, and Super Q again, and Control Alt End is also a nice one, and Super Q again. But those are the ones I would miss on Plasma, right? We've really narrowed it down to the ones that are essential, that we use all the time on i3, on BSPWM, on DWM, ChatWM, right? All these tiling window managers use these key bindings, and getting out of something and launching a terminal or a Super Shift Enter and going to your file manager, it's always 100 times a day we do that, and we click the buttons and it's not going to work on Plasma. So we've added these two guys, and that's it. That's for now the two packages, and we wait for the dust that needs to settle, the changes that will come, and then we'll create our own rising themes later on. Regarding to rising, I'm gonna make a next video is about me just as Eric, and having the Nemesis scripts. So the Nemesis script is something I run on anything ArcoLinux based in DevOS, Garuda, Big Linux, all the guys that we support with ArcoLinux Tweak Tool. I can do my work on any of them, and I'm in control on any of them. Having GIMP, having Inkscape, having Vivaldi, whatever I'd like, it's gonna do the work for me in ArcoLinux Nemesis script. So my advice, guys, probably heard me say this, but learn how to create bash scripts. And there is just one file now in the context of the ArcoLinuxB Plasma, number 500. That's it. Study that one file and it's already brings you, wow, right? So many advantages, and it's so easy to run and to create yourself. Okay, see you next video.